Imagine a world where progress is idolized at the expense of humanity, where ambition blinds people to truth, and where the allure of belonging pulls individuals into moral compromise. Does it sound familiar? In That Hideous Strength, C.S. Lewis weaves a tale that transcends its time, offering profound insights into the battles we face within ourselves and in society. Beneath its fantastical elements lies a call to courage, purpose, and transformation. This series will guide you through the strength to rise above conformity, reclaim your sense of purpose, nurture genuine relationships, and stand firm for what truly matters, even when the odds seem overwhelming. Are you ready to uncover the hidden power within and step into your own modern fairy tale? In That Hideous Strength, C.S. Lewis paints a vivid picture of a world where societal pressures and the desire to belong threaten to erode individual integrity. Mark Studdock's journey into the sinister inner workings of the NICE highlights a timeless struggle, the temptation to conform to a system that promises power, prestige, and acceptance. At its heart, this is a battle many of us face every day, whether it's in our workplaces, social circles, or personal lives. The challenge lies in resisting the pull of conformity when it clashes with our deeper values. Standing alone requires courage, and courage often comes with loneliness. Mark's early eagerness to be part of the inner circle resonates with anyone who has felt the pressure to fit in at the cost of authenticity. Yet as he begins to see the hollowness of the promises made by the NICE, Mark is forced to confront a critical choice: continue compromising his integrity for acceptance, or take a stand and risk everything. His struggle reminds us that true belonging is not found in blind conformity, but in staying true to ourselves. Jane Studdock's journey mirrors this theme, though from a different angle. Her initial skepticism and isolation evolve into strength as she connects with the community at St. Anne's, a group grounded in truth and purpose. Jane's story shows that standing alone doesn't mean standing forever. It often opens the door to finding others who share your values. This chapter calls us to reflect on our own lives. When have you been tempted to conform for the sake of acceptance? How can you develop the inner strength to resist? Standing alone isn't about rejecting community. It's about rejecting the false security of a community that demands your compromise. The reward is a life lived with integrity, guided by principles that matter. Courage to stand alone isn't the absence of fear, but the decision to choose truth over comfort, even when the path is uncertain. In That Hideous Strength, the contrast between the NICE and St. Anne's reveals the vital importance of aligning oneself with a higher purpose. The NICE, cloaked in the language of progress and innovation, represents ambition, unmoored from ethics. Its members are driven by a desire for control and influence, often at the cost of truth and humanity. In their pursuit of power, they lose sight of any higher calling, succumbing to a shallow and destructive existence. This serves as a stark warning. A life without purpose, or one tethered to selfish ambitions, ultimately leads to emptiness and chaos. On the other hand, the small but resilient community at St. Anne's offers a model of purpose grounded in truth and humility. Unlike the NICE, the people at St. Anne's are not motivated by self-interest or grandiose visions of domination. Instead, they are united by a shared commitment to something greater than themselves: the defense of truth and the preservation of what is good and natural. This purpose not only gives their lives meaning, but also provides them with the strength to face overwhelming odds. Mark and Jane's personal journeys reflect this theme. Mark's initial obsession with status and acceptance blinds him to the dangers of the NICE, while Jane's search for independence leads her to question her own beliefs and desires. Both characters are forced to confront the question: what is truly worth living for? Their struggles remind us that without a clear and noble purpose, we risk being swept away by the currents of ambition, fear, or apathy. Purpose is what transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. It is the compass that guides us through uncertainty, the anchor that steadies us in storms. Finding that purpose requires introspection and courage, a willingness to ask difficult questions and let go of false goals. Aligning with a higher calling doesn't mean grandiose acts. It means living each day with integrity, intention, and a sense of connection to something beyond ourselves. In That Hideous Strength, C.S. Lewis masterfully illustrates the transformative power of relationships, showing how they can either uplift or corrupt the human spirit. The story contrasts the toxic, transactional connections within the NICE with the nurturing, selfless bonds among the community at St. Anne's. This dichotomy highlights a profound truth. The relationships we cultivate profoundly shape who we become and what we stand for. Mark and Jane Studdock's marriage serves as a central thread in this exploration. At the start of the story, their relationship is marked by disconnection and unspoken frustrations. Mark, consumed by his ambition to climb the social ladder, neglects Jane's emotional needs, while Jane, yearning for independence, struggles to reconcile her role within their partnership. Their estrangement reflects a common pitfall in relationships: the tendency to prioritize individual desires over mutual understanding and growth. As the story unfolds, both characters are drawn into situations that challenge their assumptions about love, commitment, and community. Mark's blind pursuit of power through the NICE leaves him feeling increasingly alienated, while Jane's interactions with the members of St. Anne's expose her to a vision of relationships rooted in trust and shared purpose. Through these contrasting experiences, both begin to understand the value of genuine connection and the importance of mutual sacrifice. The community at St. Anne's serves as a beacon of relational harmony. Unlike the manipulative alliances within the NICE, the bonds at St. Anne's are built on trust, respect, and a shared commitment to truth. This community demonstrates that healthy relationships are not about control or self-interest, but about supporting each other's growth and working together toward a greater good. Lewis invites us to reflect on the relationships in our own lives. Are they characterized by authenticity, empathy, and mutual support, or are they driven by selfish motives and shallow exchanges? Building meaningful connections requires effort, vulnerability, and a willingness to put others' needs alongside our own. In doing so, we not only enrich our lives, but also find strength and purpose in the collective power of true community. In that hideous strength, C.S. Lewis warns of the dangers of dehumanization and the loss of connection to both humanity and the natural world. The NICE, with its cold, mechanistic vision of progress, epitomizes the peril of reducing human life to mere utility and nature to something to be conquered or manipulated. This obsession with control and efficiency strips away the richness of life, leaving behind a sterile and soulless existence. Lewis uses this dystopian vision to caution against sacrificing our humanity in the name of advancement. The NICE operates on the belief that humans are simply material beings, reducible to data, systems, and functions. This worldview leads them to horrific experiments and the ultimate goal of creating a disembodied, rational existence, free from the constraints of the body and nature. Their actions highlight what happens when empathy, creativity, and moral responsibility are dismissed as obsolete. The organization's leaders see themselves as visionaries, yet they are blind to the spiritual and emotional dimensions that make life meaningful. In contrast, the community at St. Anne's embodies a life-affirming ethos that respects the sacredness of both humanity and the natural order. Their connection to the natural world, seen in their harmony with the earth and the animals, reflects a deeper understanding of life's interconnectedness. This reverence for the organic and the human stands in stark opposition to the sterile, dehumanizing practices of the NICE. The novel urges us to examine how modern life often prioritizes efficiency, technology, and productivity at the expense of our humanity. When we become overly focused on achievement, we risk losing touch with what truly matters: relationships, creativity, and our connection to the world around us. Similarly, when we exploit nature without regard for its intrinsic value, we harm not only the environment, but also ourselves. Lewis's message is clear: progress devoid of compassion and wisdom is not progress at all. By honoring our humanity and embracing the natural world, we can resist the forces that seek to diminish us, choosing instead a path of balance, humility, and genuine fulfillment. In that hideous strength, C.S. Lewis reminds us of the hidden reserves of strength within ordinary people when they align with truth and moral courage. The heroes of the story are not mighty warriors or powerful figures, but flawed individuals who discover their capacity for resilience and transformation. Mark, Jane and the members of St. Anne's demonstrate that real strength comes from surrendering selfish ambitions and embracing a purpose greater than oneself. Their journey reveals that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Throughout the novel, spiritual and moral courage emerge as central themes. The characters who succeed in resisting the corruption of the NICE do so not through force, but through their steadfast commitment to truth and goodness. Jane's eventual openness to grace and Mark's painful reckoning with his ambitions show the transformative power of humility and self-awareness. The quiet strength of those at St. Anne's, rooted in their unwavering trust in the higher order, contrasts sharply with the arrogance and destruction of the NICE. Lewis illustrates that even when facing overwhelming darkness, the light of truth cannot be extinguished if one has the courage to uphold it. This story challenges us to reflect on the sources of our own strength. In a world often dominated by chaos and moral compromise, it asks us to seek the foundation of our convictions. Are we guided by fleeting desires, or do we draw from a wellspring of deeper values and purpose? Real strength is not found in wealth, power, or status, but in the quiet resolve to do what is right, no matter the cost. As the tale concludes, it offers a vision of hope. Despite the trials faced by its characters, there is redemption, reconciliation, and a return to harmony. Lewis's message resonates beyond the confines of his story. Each of us has the capacity to rise above fear and selfishness to create a life of integrity and meaning. By standing firm in truth, nurturing genuine relationships, honoring our humanity, and aligning with a higher purpose, we can find the strength to overcome life's challenges and fulfill our own potential.